Life has a way of pushing us to grow, even when the journey feels like it's one we're taking alone. When you set out on a path, hoping for support or encouragement, sometimes you're left with only your own voice echoing back. But here's the truth: rising alone is where real strength is born. Don't wait for others to catch up. Rise alone, rise strong, and build yourself into the person you were meant to become. Each step forward alone is a victory. Each moment you push ahead when no one's watching is building the foundation of the person you're meant to be. When you decide on a vision for your life, the world will test it. Distractions will come, people will question you, and doubts will find their way into your mind. But that's the thing about a true vision. It isn't just something you pick up and try on for size. It's a calling that demands your commitment, even in the face of everything telling you to let go. Standing firm in your vision means you're willing to hold on when others turn away, to stand tall when the road gets rough, and to carry the weight of your dreams, even if no one understands why. This isn't about pleasing people or proving a point. It's about honoring what you know deep down is right for you. You have to protect that vision, guard it against the noise of the world, and trust that it was given to you for a reason. Others might not see the path you're on, and they don't need to. That's between you and your purpose. When life throws you storms, when doubts creep in, that's when you dig your heels in. Let every challenge remind you why you started. Let every moment of silence when the support isn't there remind you that your vision isn't for everyone else to understand. It's for you to carry forward, step by step, choice by choice, until it's a reality. And when that day comes, you'll know it was all worth it because you stood firm. You believed when no one else did, and that's what it takes to make a vision come to life. Embracing solitude is a powerful, often underrated part of the journey. When you're alone, that's when you truly come face to face with yourself. No distractions, no applause, no opinions, just you in the silence. And that silence, it's a mirror. It reflects your fears, your doubts, your strengths, and your truth. Some people avoid solitude because it's uncomfortable. It feels like a void, a place where the world's distractions can't reach you. But in that emptiness lies the very foundation of who you are meant to be. When you embrace the solitude, you begin to understand what you're really made of. You realize that true strength isn't about always being surrounded by people, but about finding peace within yourself. It's about confronting your thoughts, about working through the hard questions, about building resilience in the quiet. In those solitary moments, you gain clarity about your direction, your values, and what really matters to you. You get to strip away the noise, the expectations, and the judgments, and come to a place where you're fully grounded in who you are. Solitude is also where you start to develop the courage to walk your path without needing validation from anyone else. You don't need someone there to cheer you on every step of the way. In solitude, you learn to be your own motivator, you're your own inspiration. It's where you start to rely on yourself, to trust your own voice, and to become the kind of person who can stand strong whether there's a crowd or complete silence. So don't fear the quiet moments, and don't shy away from the times when you're on your own. Those are the times that shape you. Embrace the solitude, because it's there you'll find the strength that no one can give you and no one can take away. Resilience isn't something you're born with, it's something you build day by day, choice by choice. Life will test you. It'll knock you down, throw challenges in your path, and push you to your limits. But that's when resilience is born, not in the easy times, but in the times when you're at your breaking point, when you feel like giving up, when the road feels too rough. Resilience is forged in those moments when you're face to face with failure, with disappointment, with obstacles that seem immovable, and yet you choose to rise, to get back up, to keep pushing forward. Building resilience means refusing to be defined by the setbacks, the mistakes, or the things you couldn't control. It's about refusing to let life's blows steal your purpose or take away your strength. Resilience isn't just enduring, it's learning from the struggle, finding a way to come back stronger, to dig deeper. You start to understand that every obstacle is an opportunity to grow, every failure a chance to learn, every setback a lesson in patience and perseverance. And resilience isn't loud, it's quiet, steady, and unbreakable. It's what keeps you moving when no one else sees the battle you're fighting. It's what gives you the strength to face another day, even when yesterday was a struggle. Resilience is the voice inside that whispers you've got this when everything around you says you can't. The world will try to measure you by your accomplishments, by how fast you reach the top. But real strength is found in how many times you get back up, how many times you keep going, no matter how many times you've fallen. Resilience is what lets you face the hard times with courage, knowing that they're building you into the person you're meant to become. So keep pushing, keep rising, and let your resilience carry you forward. Defining your purpose is like setting your internal compass. It gives you a sense of direction that no one can sway. When you truly know your purpose, everything else begins to fall into place. You stop drifting, stop wondering if you're on the right path. Purpose isn't just a job or a title, it's the fire inside you that fuels everything you do. It's what keeps you moving forward, even when the journey is tough, even when people doubt you. Finding your purpose is about getting honest with yourself, cutting through the noise, and asking the real questions: what do I stand for? What am I here to give, to change, to become? It's not always a comfortable process. You may have to confront parts of yourself you've ignored, face your fears, and let go of what you thought was meant for you. But when you finally find that purpose, you feel it like an unshakable truth. You'll feel the pull, the drive, and you'll understand that this is the thing worth sacrificing for, worth fighting for. Purpose gives you power because it frees you from needing approval or validation. You're no longer moved by what others think you should do because you know what you're here to do. And the beautiful part about defining your purpose is that it makes the challenges worthwhile. When setbacks come, when people walk away, you stay rooted because you know why you're here. You're not looking for shortcuts. Because purpose isn't about speed, it's about depth, about making a lasting impact that goes beyond your own life. Purpose demands focus, resilience, and clarity. It becomes the standard by which you live and the reason you rise each day, ready to give it your all. It pulls you forward even when the road is unclear, even when you're the only one walking it. So don't settle until you find that purpose, that thing that makes the struggles worthwhile, that makes the victories even sweeter. Define it, protect it, and let it guide every decision, every action. Because when you live with purpose, you don't just exist, you live intentionally, powerfully, and with a legacy that will outlast you. Learning to rely on yourself is one of the greatest skills you'll ever develop. It means looking in the mirror and realizing that you are your own strongest ally. People will come and go, circumstances will change, and sometimes the only thing you'll have left to lean on is yourself. That can feel daunting at first, but the truth is it's empowering. When you learn to trust yourself, you gain a kind of strength that no one can take away. Relying on yourself doesn't mean shutting others out or doing it all alone. It means knowing that at the end of the day, you have what it takes to keep moving forward. You start building confidence in your own choices, believing in your own abilities, and recognizing that you have everything within you to handle whatever life throws your way. The world can be unpredictable, but when you rely on yourself, you become steady, unshaken by the ups and downs. You don't wait for others to make things happen or to give you the push you need. You become the one who steps up, who takes control of your own destiny. Self-reliance also gives you freedom. You're no longer held back by the opinions, limitations, or judgments of others because you know that your path is yours to walk. You understand that you don't need anyone else's permission to pursue your dreams, to take risks, or to follow your heart. You give yourself that permission. And with every step you take on your own, with every challenge you face and overcome, you grow stronger. You learn that you don't need someone to catch you. Every time you fall, you learn how to get back up on your own. And when you hit those tough moments, when life gets rough, relying on yourself means you don't back down. You've got resilience, you've got grit, and you've got a faith in yourself that no setback can shake. You know you can adapt, you can push through, and you can rise again. Trusting yourself isn't about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about knowing that you can handle those mistakes and learn from them. It's about standing by your decisions, no matter how tough they are, and owning the path you choose. When you learn to rely on yourself, you find a quiet confidence, an inner peace that lets you walk through life with strength and self-assurance. You don't need to chase approval or wait for someone to believe in you because you already do. So make that commitment to yourself. Trust in your ability, in your resilience, and in the power you carry within. Because when you learn to rely on yourself, you become unstoppable. Valuing each small victory is about recognizing that progress is made one step at a time. We often set our eyes on the big goals, the grand achievements, and overlook the smaller wins along the way. But those small victories, they're the building blocks, the steady steps that lead to greatness. Every time you push past a barrier, accomplish a minor goal, or overcome even a small doubt, you're adding to the foundation of something powerful. Small victories might not make headlines, but they're just as important. They're the moments when you kept going, even when it would have been easier to stop. Maybe it's the day you woke up a little earlier, the time you made that tough phone call, or the moment you handled a situation with patience instead of frustration. These are the milestones that shape you, the small wins that build the discipline, resilience, and focus you need for those big dreams. When you value each small victory, you're telling yourself that every effort counts, that every bit of progress matters. You stop waiting for some huge accomplishment to feel proud of yourself and start finding pride in the journey. The path to success is rarely about one big leap. It's about all the small steps that brought you closer, that taught you lessons, that strengthened you. Each of those victories proves that you have what it takes to keep going, that you're capable of facing challenges and rising above them, no matter how small they may seem. And here's the thing, when you celebrate those small victories, you keep your motivation alive. It's like fueling a fire. You recognize that each win, no matter how minor, is progress, and progress is what keeps you moving forward. Don't brush off the little moments of success. Embrace them. Acknowledge them, because they are the proof that you're growing, that you're getting better, and that you're closer to where you want to be. When you learn to value each small victory, you stay grounded in your purpose and confident in your ability. You see that greatness is built in layers, that strength is built in moments, and that every step forward is worth celebrating. Those small victories are the story of your journey, and one day when you look back, you'll realize they were more important than you ever knew. So keep going, keep winning in those small ways, and let each victory remind you that you're on the right path. Leaving comfort behind is a decision that defines who you're willing to become. Comfort feels good, it's safe, predictable, and secure. But comfort is also a trap. It holds you back, keeps you the same, and tells you that growth isn't worth the effort. Stepping out of that comfort means stepping into the unknown, into challenges, into risks. But those risks, that's where life really begins. Growth, progress, and transformation don't come from the comfort zone, they come from pushing past it. Leaving comfort means choosing the harder path, knowing that it's the only way to discover what you're truly capable of. You start to see that comfort only gives you what you already have, what you already know, and keeps you in the same place you've always been. But when you leave that comfort behind, you're telling yourself that you're ready for more, that you're not satisfied with where you are, and that you're willing to put in the work to go further. It's not easy. In fact, it's uncomfortable by design. When you step out of what you know, you'll face challenges, you'll have doubts, and you'll have moments of fear. But that's where growth happens. Each time you push past the edge of comfort, you're building resilience, courage, and strength. You're showing yourself that you can take on more than you thought possible, that you're stronger than you knew, and that discomfort is only temporary. Leaving comfort behind doesn't mean rejecting everything familiar. It means embracing the mindset that you're always capable of more, always able to reach higher, dig deeper, and achieve things you once thought were out of reach. It's choosing to take that step, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you're unsure. And in doing so, you redefine your limits. You learn to trust yourself in the unknown, to stand strong in uncertainty, and to keep moving forward, even without a clear path. Each time you leave comfort behind, you expand your world. You start to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You begin to find strength where you once felt fear, and you grow into a person who isn't bound by limitations. You realize that comfort may feel safe, but it's also where dreams go to die. Greatness is out there, beyond the walls of comfort, and it's waiting for you to reach it. So leave comfort behind, take that step, and know that every step forward is one that brings you closer to the person you're meant to become. Cultivating self-respect is about honoring who you are, not just in the easy moments, but when times get tough. It's a commitment to hold yourself to a higher standard, not because others are watching, but because you are. Self-respect starts with recognizing your worth, knowing that you deserve to be treated with dignity and kindness by others, and more importantly, by yourself. It's about knowing that your values, your time, your dreams all have value, and they're not things to be compromised or set aside. When you cultivate self-respect, you create boundaries that protect your peace and integrity. You learn to say no when something doesn't align with who you are or where you're going, even if that no is hard to say. You stop letting others dictate your worth or define what you should settle for. Self-respect teaches you that there's a line between humility and self-sacrifice, and that standing up for yourself isn't arrogance, it's self-preservation. Respecting yourself also means holding yourself accountable. It's the quiet discipline of keeping your word, of following through on what you've promised yourself you'll do. If you set a goal, if you make a commitment to grow, you honor that. When you build habits of integrity, you're telling yourself that you're worth the effort, worth the sacrifice, and worth the discipline. You don't just brush off your own standards or make excuses, you own your decisions, and that ownership gives you strength. Self-respect also comes down to how you allow yourself to be treated. It's having the courage to walk away from what doesn't serve you, even if it's difficult, and to surround yourself with people who value and support you. And sometimes that means choosing solitude over the company of people who don't align with your worth. You stop tolerating disrespect because you know that doing so only diminishes you. You understand that respect is a two-way street, and if others can't honor that, you're willing to stand on your own. But self-respect isn't just about what you stand against, it's about what you stand for. It's about lifting yourself up, being kind to yourself, and acknowledging your own progress and growth. When you cultivate self-respect, you're setting the standard for how you want to be treated by others, and that standard has a ripple effect on every area of your life. You attract what you believe you deserve, and by respecting yourself, you bring into your life relationships, opportunities, and experiences that reflect that belief. At the end of the day, self-respect is a quiet strength. It doesn't need to be loud or public, but it's there in every choice you make. It's in the way you carry yourself, the confidence in your voice, and the dignity in your actions. Cultivating self-respect is about committing to yourself, honoring your own worth, and creating a life that reflects that honor. It's knowing deep down that you are worthy of the best and living in a way that shows it. Not expecting applause means doing the right thing, giving your best, and staying true to your purpose without needing recognition or validation from others. It's knowing that your value and your effort are not measured by how many people notice or approve. When you stop looking for applause, you find freedom to pursue what matters to you, to take risks, to fail and try again, all without the weight of expectation. You begin to understand that the journey you're on is yours alone, and the most important recognition comes from within. When you let go of the need for applause, you also let go of the distractions that come with it. You stop chasing approval and start focusing on what's real. Your work becomes about progress, not praise, about growth, not glory. Applause can be fleeting, but the lessons you learn, the strength you build, and the purpose you fulfill, that stays with you long after the noise fades. When you're not looking for others to validate your path, you're free to walk it boldly, authentically, and fully committed to the impact you're here to make. Not expecting applause teaches resilience. It means you're willing to work in silence, to grind when no one is watching, and to stay disciplined even when recognition isn't there. This isn't about denying yourself celebration, it's about understanding that your worth isn't tied to anyone else's acknowledgement. The applause may never come, and that's okay. Because if you're doing what matters, if you're growing, if you're making a difference in your own life and the lives of others, that's what counts. Applause doesn't define success, purpose, effort, and persistence do. Living without the need for applause also strengthens your character. You start to measure yourself not by what others say, but by how true you're staying to your goals, how much you're learning, and how deeply you're growing. You're not swayed by popularity or public opinion. Instead, you're anchored by your own values, by the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're on the right path for the right reasons. In a world that often tells us to seek validation, choosing to be enough on your own is a powerful act of self-respect. So don't wait for the applause and don't let the lack of it deter you. Do what you do for the love of it, for the growth it brings, and for the purpose it serves. Let every step be for you, for the satisfaction of knowing you gave your best and lived true to yourself. When you stop expecting applause, you start moving from a place of inner strength, a place that no one can touch or take away. And that quiet, unshakable confidence, that's worth more than any applause could ever be. Keeping pushing forward is a mindset, a relentless determination to rise above challenges and keep moving no matter what life throws at you. Life is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and moments that test your resolve. But the truth is, every great achievement comes with its share of struggles. It's not about how many times you stumble, it's about how many times you get back up, dust yourself off, and keep going. The world may try to knock you down, but you have the power to decide that you will not stay down. You will keep pushing forward. Pushing forward means embracing the journey, not just the destination. It's about recognizing that every step, no matter how small, is progress. You may not see immediate results, and there may be days when it feels like you're moving at a snail's pace. But those small steps add up. They compound over time, leading you to places you couldn't have imagined when you first started. So don't underestimate the power of perseverance. Each time you face a challenge and choose to push through, you're building strength, resilience, and character. You're shaping who you are, one decision at a time. It's important to acknowledge that pushing forward can be uncomfortable. It often means stepping out of your comfort zone, facing fears, and confronting the unknown. You might find yourself in situations that test your limits, that make you question your abilities. But that discomfort, that's where growth happens. Embrace it. Welcome the struggle, because on the other side of that struggle is the person you're meant to become. Don't shy away from challenges. Instead, lean into them. See them as opportunities to learn, to evolve, and to prove to yourself just how capable you are. Keeping your eyes on the prize is crucial. Focus on your goals and remind yourself of why you started in the first place. When the going gets tough, bring to mind the vision that fuels your journey. Visualize the outcome, feel the joy of achieving it, and let that drive you forward. It's easy to get distracted by setbacks, but when you stay committed to your purpose, those distractions become mere bumps in the road instead of barriers to your success. Also, remember that you're not alone in this journey. Seek out support, whether it's from friends, mentors, or communities that inspire you. Surround yourself with those who uplift you, who encourage you to keep going when you feel like quitting. Their belief in you can serve as a powerful reminder of your own potential. And in turn, be that support for others. When you uplift those around you, you create a cycle of encouragement that strengthens everyone involved. Above all, know that it's okay to rest, to take a breather, but don't mistake rest for giving up. Refuel your energy, reflect on your progress, and then rise again with renewed determination. The key is to keep moving forward no matter the pace. Remember, success is often just around the corner from persistence. When you keep pushing forward, you're not just chasing goals, you're building a legacy, creating a story of resilience, courage, and unwavering resolve. So embrace the journey, lean into the discomfort, and keep moving. Your path may not always be clear, but as long as you keep pushing forward, you're on the right track. The best is yet to come, and it's waiting for you just beyond the horizon. Rise alone, stand tall, and let your journey speak for itself.